Hi, Willa. Thanks so much for talking to me today. I appreciate it. I really enjoyed the series.
Oh,
Um,
good.
so were you at all, how familiar were you with the books before you got the role?
I had not read the books. I'd only ever heard of them before I got the script.
Have you read them since then?
I've read the first book, yes.
I've read it since then. All right. Well, other than the script then, so if you didn't take it from the book, where else did you draw inspiration from portraying the character?
Um, I think that the great thing about Roscoe as she's written on the page and also reading Lee Child's The Killing Floor, I think Roscoe's a very clear character. I think Nick did a really amazing job of writing a character that kind of just jumps off the page. I mean, I knew who she was when I read the first scene that she's in the pilot episode. I was just like, "Oh, yep, got it." And I think that that's a sign of great writing. I think that's a sign of great character development and just really knowing who you're writing. It's very clear when you talk to Nick that he had a really clear idea of who that character was, and that makes it very easy for you as an actor to be a great conduit for that vision.
All right. What was it in particular though that originally attracted you to the role? Was it the script? Was it the character?
Definitely Roscoe. I love Roscoe. I loved her from the first scene that I read her in. She's a spitfire. She has such a clear opinion on situations and such a clear sense of self. And to get to play a character like that is just really fun because they move through the world in such a different way. And I was just compelled by her charisma and her kind of just kick-ass character, and I was excited to see where that character went over the course of the season.
Okay. Was there any part of her though that you had a difficult time connecting to at all?
Uh, well, I think that probably the part of Roscoe that I think was like most difficult to access and understand is kind of I think her choice to stay in Margrave, which we kind of like touch on a little bit
Mhm.
in the series when we kind of like learn about the other opportunities that she had to maybe leave and make a you know and go after some sort of like bigger career. And I think that as someone who left home, left my hometown,
Mhm.
that's something that to me was an interesting and exciting challenge to kind of look at and make those choices and really empathetically understand what that was for Roscoe that made her want to do that. And yeah.
Okay. Did you do any particular preparation or research or anything before you started into whether law enforcement or anything like that at all?
I think that Roscoe is someone who really wanted to impact her hometown in a positive way. And I think for her, the choice that made the most sense was to go into the local police force and help people through that avenue. And I think that, that obviously becomes a really complicated choice for her as the series goes on.
Mhm.
And, and yeah, I don't think I can say any more about that.
Okay, okay. Did you get I assume you probably did some kind of gun training or anything for the
Yes, I've
show?
had gun training on a lot of shows in the past, and we had obviously a lot of arms in this show, and we always had some great armors, and it was a very well managed part of the production, as it has to be.
Do you enjoy the kind of, I guess, action scenes or the more emotional scenes more?
Um, they're very different asks of an actor, and I think that action scenes are really fun. I am someone who loves to run, to rock climb, to go hiking. Like it's definitely something that I find really enjoyable. But I think that as an actor, I think that what I find most exciting is usually getting to kind of like really connect with the character on an emotional level.
I was going to say which do you find more difficult though, or are they kind of equal?
They're just difficult in such different ways. I think that the action sequences are challenging. You get hurt. Like, even if you're doing everything
Yeah.
entirely safe and to the books, you're still colliding bodies with another person. And even if
Yeah.
you're fully kind of suited up with knee pads and hip pads and all this stuff, you end up somewhat bruised by the end of the day in a best case scenario. And I think that with the really hard emotional scenes, it's a different kind of being bruised at the end of the day, where you kind of leave and, you have to make the choice to be like, okay, well, that was a thing that I did, but I'm fine as my own person and I don't need to take it with me. And so I think they're just, they're different asks.
Okay, that's fine. So can you talk about working with Alan? Because you two
Yeah,
have really
Alan's
good
great.
chemistry.
We had so much fun together. He's just a real funny dude. And we had so many just laugh attacks on set. And he's also an incredibly positive person. And, we were shooting long hours, a lot of days, and a lot of, both physically and sometimes emotionally long days. And he's a great person to have by your side on set because he is always positive. And that's saying so much, especially when you're working under, long hours, hard conditions.
Is there who else would you like? Who is somebody that maybe you didn't get as many scenes with that you'd like to have more with?
Oh,
You
Willie,
two.
who plays Mosley. I think he is fantastic. And I just always loved having him on set and talking to him about his life and getting to do those scenes with him. He just, his eyes are so compelling, and he is just such a phenomenal actor and such a phenomenal person. And I wished that I had had more stuff with him.
Cool. Yeah, he seems pretty cool. Do you have a favorite scene that you can tease without giving too much away?
A favorite scene. I really love the scenes in the motel after they've gone to the honky tonk with Alan. And I think it's just a really kind of exciting turning point at the very kind of beginning of the series in Roscoe and Reacher's relationship. And I think it kind of lays the groundwork really beautifully for the rest of their relationship throughout the season.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I don't know if you can think of this off the top of your head, but do you maybe have a favorite line? I found myself laughing quite a few times at the different kind of one-liners in the show.
Oh gosh. But I think that I in the motel there's a line that Alan improved where he's like, "What are you eating?" And the name of the Zapp's chips is like crawtater, crawdaddy, craw leg, something crazy.
Something gross. Yeah.
And we really really cried from laughter after that take. And I made it in, I believe.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing more.
Great. Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.